Howdy there, everybody. Welcome to a brand new video over here on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill. Today I wanted to go ahead and chat about some of the Bleach games that are currently out right now, because I'm seeing more and more people talk about how Bleach should have some sort of console game. And with the announcement of a now 7th Bleach game that's coming to mobile, I can't say I fully disagree. But I also think that writing off this entire genre of games without looking at them as an objective source of entertainment also is doing it injustice. But today we're going to talk about the different Bleach games that currently exist on the mobile platform and chat about what makes them special and or different. Go ahead and get to it. So first up is going to be the very obvious one in Bleach Brave Souls. So this game has been around now for 8 years, and it's so weird to think that like since 2015 there has just been this mobile game that's been updating consistently, and because of that it is its own ecosystem that if you were to get into it today, there is so much worth looking at. So not only are there Beyond Resurrection versions of all of the original Espada from Bleach, so all of the main villains have a secondary special form for just the game, you can see right here. We also are starting to get releases of the Beyond Bankai versions, which is also basically equivalent to if Dragon Ball Heroes, which is like the Dragon Ball Z series that comes up with new forms and is all fancy, were to be adapted in only a video game. And so Bleach Brave Souls is the only Bleach game that has that character collection, that also has unique and original designs coming out pretty consistently. And if you are a fan of Bleach as a whole, there's going to be new content to see through it, which I think is substantial. Alongside this, of course, it is mostly a character collection game, so the main purpose would be trying to get more and more units so that you can clear the hardest content in the game, as well as just powering up the units you currently have to be able to sweep past content in such an easy way where you don't need to worry about it at all. You're just grinding for resources in that case. And once you play enough of Bleach Brave Souls, you will get to the point where everything becomes a lot easier. We're currently at the point where a lot of characters that are released are very high-end and OP. And so I think that it is definitely a endgame gacha, and so it has all of those quality of life updates you're looking for, as well as all of those unique designs you're looking for. It is just hard because you are jumping into a game that is 8 years in, and so you have a little bit of catching up to do. Granted, every character that's released inside this year is going to be better than everyone released before then, so this works out. Now, because Bleach Brave Souls has been around for as long as it has, K-Lab has given out the license to Bleach through some sort of like sub-licensing to other companies to use the same assets. And so that is what created Bleach Mobile 3D. And what this is they basically used the same art from Bleach Brave Souls and turned it, instead of the chibi models, which you'll find inside Bleach Brave Souls, which you can see right here, to instead a very, I won't call it very realistic, but a pseudo-realistic kind of fully humanoid form of every one of the characters from that original series, in that original game, and instead adapt it by taking that original asset and flipping it and creating their own model to create more of an MMORPG style of game, rather than that like beat 'em up wave clearing style that Bleach Brave Souls has. And so Bleach Mobile 3D is a lot closer to an MMO where you're trying to invest all of your resources into one really good character, and you're just trying to kind of build out because of that. So you would choose like the shirtless Yamamoto, for example. You would choose him, and then you would be giving every one of your resources towards him, because like trying to split your resources between a bunch of different units is a lot harder. And so it's a lot less of a character collector and more of a like who do you love most style of game, which is different but still interesting for those who are interested in that. Bleach Immortal Soul is a completely different genre, and honestly is one of the ones that I spent the most time with, though I don't know if I can still recommend it in its current state. So it's basically a turn-based RPG where you have certain types of characters that gain energy based on certain things. So the tiger characters gain energy based on kills. There was like a white azure or something that gains energy based on the start of a turn. And so each one of them has specific roles, and it's meant to be more of a team building exercise to the point where if you're trying to run, let's say Bankai Toshiro, for example, you would be trying to go for a stun-based, ice-based team. And so you would be trying to invest according to who you're focusing on to make like a synergy altogether. When I used to play back in the day, you'll probably see some gameplay behind me right now. I used a lot of the like fancy anniversary Aizen, which was basically just constant combos, do big damage and stuff like that. He kind of worked how Seele works inside Honkai Star Rail, which might be why I like that, funnily enough. But Bleach Immortal Soul, you can't get a character off of a banner without going really, really hard in terms of investment. So the first 2 games, at least you can pull a copy of the character along the way. So Bleach Brave Souls, you pull a copy of the character, you can use them permanently, they're level 200. Bleach Mobile 3D, you pull a copy of the character and then you have shards to give to the character to consistently upgrade them every so often. Bleach Immortal Soul, you're pulling for fragments of the individual character, and then once you have 50 of that, you can unlock them for the first time and start using them for the first time. This varies between individuals, so if you're looking for a UR, that UR is going to take 150 of those shards. And so that 150 is going to take a lot more of an investment to be able to get that character usable, or even able to be used in the first place. And I think in terms of a gacha, having it so that it's entirely a shard-based system and you can't pull the character outright kind of fails the purpose, because it really encourages whaling, especially during events where you feel the FOMO and the fear of missing out of the characters that come out and will be gone for the next like 6 months to a year. And so I feel like Bleach Immortal Soul, while it's a really interesting and fun turn-based game, I do think it's one of the more predatory ones among the ones here. And so definitely keep that in mind if you're hoping to go into that game as well. On top of that, it does have a VIP system. And so that is something that we'll be talking about in the next little bit. So yeah, next up is going to be the one that I have played the most on the channel, and I will require a little bit of backstory to be able to tell you guys about. So Bleach Death Awakening is a Chinese mobile game that was released, I want to say like midway through 2021. It came out inside an English version called Spiritual Awakening, then another English version called Soul Awakening, and then another English version called Soul Tear. And so we had 3 different versions of this game just kind of floating around the Play Store until mysteriously all 3 of them died and I was unable to make content on it anymore. Then, randomly, one of the games gets revived and it's called Alien War, and then that one dies again as of this year. And so Bleach Death Awakening has been an official game that has been unofficially brought over to the English market multiple times and then died off because of it. And there's several reasons behind that. The game is very hyper competitive in terms of like needing to put a lot of money into it to be able to get the high-end characters. And so the game relies on a VIP system. So based on the amount of money you put in, you get special benefits inside the game that will make your progress easier. So if you're VIP 10, you can sweep past this sort of training, or you can sweep past this game mode to be able to avoid playing it as much during that day as well, and it makes it a lot easier because of it. This translates into anyone who spends money gets to play the game for less time and get further ahead no matter what, and it creates a big difference between spending players and non-spending players. However, Bleach Death Awakening is an incredibly fun side-scrolling beat-em-up, of which uses the endgame and crazy fancy powers of Bleach and translates it into a really fun kind of beat 'em up where you feel overpowered, but you're still kind of struggling with some of the game modes, and so you have the need to put a little bit of thought into it. I'm not doing it very much justice right now. If you are interested in this game at all, feel free to check out my videos. I've posted a heck of a lot about Bleach Death Awakening, but I think that this game blends the character collecting sense that Bleach Brave Souls has alongside the ability to pull the full character that Bleach Brave Souls also like incentivizes, while making it so if you have a favorite character, such as mine is True Shikai Ichigo, you can focus on mainly him to get him up to rank 14. So there's ranks like 0 through 14. And you can make him your main if you decide that that's who you care about most. And you can do that with pretty much anybody. Granted, you choose like Orihime or Chad, you're not going to have a very good time. But most people who like Bleach are going for Byakuya or Toshiro or Shunsui. Basically, this game has the most fun versions of these endgame Thousand Year Blood War characters, and does it so you care about investing in that character to make them OP, because they'll be relevant forever, which Bleach Brave Souls does a very bad job of. So for some reason, it just appeals to me perfectly with the style of progression, the style of like presentation and the gameplay, as well as how it feels like the dailies are not asking too much of you. VIP systems are always awful. Same with a Bleach Immortal Soul, obviously, like the need to spend money to be able to get ahead inside the game or be able to do certain things in the game more easily is inherently predatory, and do with that what you will, obviously. Yeah. Alrighty. This game, I'm just going to quickly touch on this one. I've only played it a little bit, but I currently want to make some videos on it in the future. This game is Bleach Death Realm Battle. Basically, it plays very similar to how Bleach Death Awakening plays. However, the main difference between the two is that Bleach Death Realm Battle is developed by the same people who do Pokemon Masters EX over on the Play Store right now. And so Dina is their name, and they are known for being inherently predatory with their monetization. And this game is a VIP system Bleach game. Speaks for itself. And I think it's gotten more free-to-play friendly over the years. It's currently on its 4.5 year anniversary, which is crazy. But because of that, they're giving out more URs and stuff like that. It's one of the hardest games to install, but once you have it installed, I think that it has some of the most satisfying gameplay. It's just hard to recommend it because of the practices that it has on the back end. Though, if you're looking for a Bleach game that's a side-scrolling beat-em-up that also has satisfying combos, and you're not too worried about getting Thousand Year Blood War characters, Bleach Death Realm Battle will be the one to choose for you. And finally, one of the main reasons why I made this video in the first place, yesterday, they officially announced Bleach was having a brand new game release by the name of Project Blade, also known as Bleach Soul Resonance now. We currently only have 4 screenshots. I'll just pop them up in the background right now. It basically looks like it's going to be similar to how Bleach Mobile 3D played originally, but the main difference is that this game is being developed by the same developers as One Piece Fighting Path. Now, I'll have a video up about One Piece Fighting Path tomorrow, so I'll be able to talk about why that game has a more interesting and fun combo system, more akin to Devil May Cry, for example, or at least has like that impact that you're hoping for out of the game. That I think Mobile 3D lacks quite a bit. I'm hoping that that translates from Fighting Path over to Bleach, so that if they're creating an action RPG in the same style, the developers of Fighting Path bring that over and create something incredible. There's a lot of hype going into Project Blade right now because of the faith in the developers by the name of Newverse. And honestly, once I get some hands-on on One Piece Fighting Path, we'll be able to talk about like the systems behind it and actually go in depth about what I think the Project Blade will actually end up being. But this is going to be the next official game coming out, I believe coming to global inside 2023/early 2024. So I'm pretty excited about it. And I think that that one will probably end up being the future of Bleach games if it is officially licensed, because right now a lot of the other ones are showing their age. I think Bleach Death Awakening, the Chinese version is the only one that exists because the other ones just didn't have the income coming in to justify it being up still. Bleach Death Realm Battle had an English release called Bleach Soul Bonkai at one point, and that one just died by itself in the SEA server / the Taiwan server. Bleach Immortal Soul, even me as a content creator, I stopped playing because the game was too samey, and that was a year and a half ago at this point. Bleach Mobile 3D, while interesting and adapting really interesting stuff, it still misses the impact and misses a lot of the like satisfaction you would have off of doing really cool combos that I think Project Blade has a lot more possibilities with. The only question is, will Bleach Brave Souls continue to exist alongside Project Blade? Will there be a world where those two exist simultaneously, and beyond Bonkai and more forms in that way continue to come out and potentially come to Project Blade alongside it? We'll see. Regardless, I think that Bleach games, honestly, are in a pretty interesting state. They're all different, but play very similar, aside from Immortal Soul, and in that way, I'm more hopeful for more interesting stuff to be released. I do think that a Bleach console game has been overdue since the PS3 era. I've talked about this at length, but I think Bleach Soul Resurrection was honestly rad. It missed in a lot of like the end game grindy areas, but it hit so fucking well in the adaptations of the new cool characters and releasing right as like Bleach was at its hype at Fate Karakura Town. And so a version of that releasing as Thousand Year Blood War wraps up next year, I think would be absolutely fucking incredible and more justified than you would ever think. I would love a beat 'em up style of Bleach game to come out again, but we will see, I guess, whenever they end up doing something. For now, let me know if you guys have got inspired to try out any of these Bleach games that I picked out and showed you guys today. I also have one Bleach game of which has existed on mobile that closed a couple of years ago that I didn't mention in this video. If you can guess that, I will go ahead and pin your comment below if you're the first one to comment it. I made a video on this channel about it, and it's similar to Pokemon Go. Interesting. For now, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, and I hope to see you guys again soon and tomorrow for One Piece Fighting Path and some more Bleach content. Bye-bye.